Rasul one day asked me, some years ago, he said, Uncle T, if you had $50,000 cash that you had to give to a Muslim in the mosque, it couldn't be an official. It had to be just a regular Muslim in the mosque. Who would you give it to? I shocked him. I didn't have to think for the answer. I said, Brother Anthony. He said, Brother Anthony, you got something. I said, that's why I'd give it to him. Because if I give him $50,000, he might have $150 next year. If I get to the average person, they're gonna be broke and come back and ask for another 50 at the end of the year. So, yeah, I mean, so without even thinking, I give it to somebody who's doing something. Help somebody who's doing something. You want to, and pull this one up, teach him. See, teach him, change his mind, his attitude. Once you change his attitude, then you can begin to help him. But you got to teach him first and let him struggle. Because without struggle, there is no progress. And you came here struggling, and you're going to leave here struggling. Your mind is creative. As I was talking to brothers, that's what happiness is overcoming. When you overcome something, you feel that euphoria.
That's
but
right.
you gotta. But if somebody do it for you, you don't get that same feeling. You get a house, you feel it, but it's not going to stay there long. You got to go to something else. You got to be doing something else. We have to be constantly doing something until the day we die.
So how would you define happiness?
Happiness is overcoming knowable obstacles. That's how I would see. People think if I get $1 million, I'll be happy. No, that's a temporary. Happiness is a temporary state of being, and Allah made it that way, so that you would always be using your creative spirit. He gave us a mind. He gave us. Your mind is infinite. There's no end to what you can do with your mind. But if you stop, because you got the $1 million, pretty soon you'll find yourself bored as hell. If you stop after you get the wife and the children, the same thing will happen. Because, and see, this, I've studied the minister. I've seen him work his fingers to the bone. Like, and the tightest I've ever seen him in my life was when he was campaigning for the $1 Million Man March. I mean, he was dead on his feet, but he was still going, interviews day after day after day. After the $1 Million Man March, the next morning, he was having meetings. Watch him, we can have a convention, no matter what it is. The next day, he's on to something else. That's what happiness is. See, we don't understand. He understands. See, we all this, like one day I studied geese. And that's an interesting study. Some people say geese fly in a V, right?
Yeah.
They do not fly in a V. A V is this. They fly like this. That's an inverted. They fly in a triangle.
Right.
The lead geese, the way he's aerodynamically built, his beak breaks the wind resistance. When they fly in formation, with that lead geese breaking the wind resistance, he relieved the rest of the geese of 75% of the wind resistance. So they're flying with 25% wing resistance, and you hear them saying arc, arc. That's a cadence. That's that lead geese is flapping to the rhythm of that cadence that they're calling, and then if he gets to, then he'll break out and go to the back, and another one comes to the forward, and he leads them, and they can soar in that formation for miles and miles and miles. They can do 3,000 miles they migrate to by doing that. But the individual geese could not do it. If one geese fall out of formation or get sick, 2 other geese go with him and nurse him back to health. The rest of the geese are going on. Once they get back up, those 3 geese get in formation. They got that same formation, and they fly until they catch up with the pack. This is an interesting study. Now I'm telling you,
No geese left behind.
absolutely. Now I'm telling the minister of my study of this geese. I said, that lead geese, you know, what he is doing. The minister said, yes. He said, and it looks like there's a great strain on that lead geese. I said, yes. He said, but that geese was born for what he's doing. He is so aerodynamically constructed until he is born to do what he's doing. And he said, I'm born to do what I'm doing. And I have pressure on me, but I'm born to do it. Consequently, his burden is less than your burden. Because you're born to do something we don't even know what we're born to do.
Poor fella. Poor fella.
Absolutely.
We looking at him.
Absolutely.
He looking at us.
So he go from one to another, and he have young men run. They be in cars, the ET trying to get